A number of social charitable organizations will soon be able to lease government-owned lands if their requests are approved by the Committee on Rules and Regulations. Earlier this week, lawmakers on the Committee on Finance voted in favor of several measures, including a bill approving the lease agreement for the Virgin Islands Resource Center for the Disabled Incorporated. Deputy Commissioner in the Department of Property and Procurement, Vincent Richards, came before lawmakers to request the use of just over half an acre of land to teach computer programming to disabled people in the territory. The land would be leased at a nominal rate of $1,200 annually for a lease term of 20 years.
The rent payable under these leases shall be adjusted annually, including any renewal term in accordance with the Consumer Price Index increase established by the U.S. Department of Labor, Bureau of Labor Statistics. All lease agreements require a minimum of $1 million for all public liability coverage. These potential leases have provided the appropriate documentation for processing of these leases, including business licenses and any certificate of good standings that's required.
Shamora Leonard, Program Director for the VI Resource Center for the Disabled, also spoke in favor of the agreement, saying that the additional space will allow the organization to continue offering differently abled people the opportunity for academic achievement and to apply their skills in a safe environment. VIRCD currently operates a fully assisted computer technology lab administered via the VI Next Generation Network. Also receiving support from legislators was a request from the Village Virgin Islands Partners in Recovery for just over 100,000 square feet of land to expand its drug prevention outreach efforts. Richard says that property will be used as a drug and alcohol rehabilitation center and for other related purposes. That lease would cost the organization $3,000 annually and also run for 20 years. Marsha Taylor, Regional Director for West Care / the Village Partners in Recovery, said the agreement would allow the organization to benefit from federal funding for vital infrastructure.
The well that used to supply the facility with water dried up, and without a lease and permit, we cannot obtain this precious resource that is within our reach. Your body's approval of this lease is necessary, and its unavailability costs the village daily. Every cent is needed, and our program can provide qualitative and quantitative justifications for every penny.
Meanwhile, the Catholic Charities of the Virgin Islands wants a 10-year lease on government-owned property to operate a homeless shelter and to offer computer literacy education to the homeless population. Sandra Thomas Mason, assistant to the director of Catholic Charities of the Virgin Islands, said the lease would allow the charity to continue to provide social services, housing, and counseling to the homeless and despondent population within the territory. The 65-year-old charity will only be assessed an annual fee of $1,200, payable at a rate of $100 per month. Much like the Catholic charity, StarTime Technology Center was approved for the same leasing conditions to open and operate a community technology learning and a training center on St. Thomas for the next 10 years. Dr. Stanley Phillips said the opening of the technology center is likely to result in increased literacy and a technology proficiency on the island. Mover of the bill, Senate President Donna Fred Gregory, noted how important it is that nonprofits and other organizations offer support to people in the territory.
I want to congratulate you for the work that you do for the people of the Virgin Islands, and it is very important that nonprofits and other organizations provide support to those in need here in the territory. The government of the Virgin Islands cannot provide all of our needs, so when we have nonprofits stepping up to the plate, our responsibility as leaders is to, in fact, support them in whatever way that we can.
Additionally, provisions were approved for the Caribe Trade Winds Lodge to conduct meetings, community outreach activities, feed the homeless, mentor youth, and for other related purposes on government-leased lands. These lease agreements all require legislative approval in accordance with 31 Virgin Islands Code 205C. All members on the Committee on Finance voted in favor of advancing the bills to the Committee on Rules and Regulations for further action.